All right, so I found this article that was basically terrible. Let me be honest with you. This is a terrible article. But it says, Betsy Devos held in contempt by federal judge for violating order on student loan collection. Betsy Devos was not held in contempt of fucking court. Like, yo, you people are terrible. A federal judge held Education Secretary Betsy Devos in contempt of court on Thursday and sanctioned the Education Department with a $100,000 fine. You can't find the government. You can't find the government. Anyway, after it said DeVos refused to comply with a court mandate to cease collection of loans from students who were defrauded by now defunct Corinthian colleges. The move comes after the Education Department continued to garnish wages and seize tax returns of nearly 1,800 borrowers who were granted loan forgiveness by the courts under the Borrower Defense to Repayment Program after Corinthians embroiled in scandal and bankruptcy was forced to close in 2015, the court said. The initiative sought to provide loan relief to students who were misled by the school, but DeVos, a Trump appointee, tried to limit the scope of the program even after a judge's ruling in 2018. Given that there were over 1,600 borrowers who were suffered damages from the defendant's violation of the preliminary injunction, and given that there may be some administrative expenses to remedy the harm, the court finds that the amount reasonable. Sally Kim, a federal magistrate judge in California, wrote in a court order. Look, I got like two stories about this. There's no questions that the defendants violated the preliminary injunction, the court order said. There's no question that the defendants' violations harmed individual borrowers who were forced to repay loans. Yo, man, like let's be perfectly honest here about this. You know what I mean? When it really comes down to it. Like, hang on, let me make sure I got this other one. Oh, no, I don't. Like, yo. This is nonsense. All right. There was also somebody who just resigned from the Education Department, and they sat there and said that, like, yo, they should stand here and give student loan forgiveness. And I'd be remotely behind some student loan forgiveness, but I would have the federal government stop giving out student loans for anybody who takes humanities courses. But that's probably never going to happen. You know what I mean? Because why? Women vote. Like, yo, and they're fucking retarded. Like, they think that they can just do whatever it is that they want to fucking do. Like, real shit. According to Kim, the evidence shows only minimal efforts to comply with the preliminary injunction to grant full relief to students. Instead, the judge said DeVos implicated new methodology that calculated the borrower's eligibility for partial loan forgiveness based on their average earnings. The judge also said that the Education Department mistakenly notified at least 3,000 Corinthian borrowers that their loans are entering repayment rather than a stop collection or forbearer status. Well, how about this, man? Like, yo, look, if you make a certain amount of fucking money, you know what I'm saying? Real shit. You should stand here and be forced to repay the fucking loans. You know what I mean? Like, yo, if your parents are worth like millions, yeah, you should repay your loans. Like, I don't give a fuck. But like, if you're a poor individual, you know what I mean? Like, yo, it is what it is. You're gonna have to take a loss on that shit. Especially like if the school closed down and you ended up like not standing here being able to fucking, you know what I mean, repay your shit because you couldn't get a fucking job. Like, that's on some reality type of stuff. You know what I mean? When it really comes down to it. Like, it's terrible that we have to constantly go through all this retarded nonsense on a regular basis. But I guess that's just how things work and how things operate at this point. Because our government is basically fucking worthless. You know what I mean? Like, it just is what it is. Like, the government is absolutely worthless, useless, and garbage. So, you know, I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, man, look, yo, it is what it is. Let me fucking stand here and get to this next story. So, Eminem got to meet the Secret Service. Secret Service quizzed over Eminem over Ivanka Trump track. Eminem was quoted by the U.S. Secret Service over threatening lyrics towards Ivanka Trump. Records obtained by BuzzFeed News show that the rapper was visited by agents over his 2017 song Framed. In his track, Eminem questions why the daughter of the U.S. President Donald Trump was in the boot of his car. During continuing, the dumb little blonde girl was dumped in the pond. Yo, dude, just hang it up, man. Like, yo, like, you're old and it's cringe and it's terrible and we don't want to hear any more from you. The case was not taken any further after the rapper was interviewed. Eminem attacks Trump in freestyle rap. Yeah, it's time for the greatest to quit. Yeah. It is time for him to quit. It's been time for him to quit. According to records, the case was opened after a concerned citizen reported the song to the agency. This was, in fact, a reporter from TMZ website seeking comment over the track's content. I want to know if your agency is investigating Eminem for his threatening lyrics about the first daughter of Ivanka Trump, the email asked. Secret Service then started looking into the background of the rapper, real name Marshall Mathers. Documents known as nickname Slim Shady. Agents contacted him through his lawyers in late 2017. The interview took place in January 2018. During the interview, agents recounted lyrics to a separate anti-Trump freestyle Eminem delivered in the award show. Mathers was familiar with the song and began rapping along with the interviewers, and his verse was Hong Kong, baby. Just Hong Kong, dude, this fucking clown world. I don't know what to tell y'all. Like, I'm just... Like, share, and subscribe, man.